Okay, welcome to ContractorsInMA. Hopefully you've got your listing up and running. I just want to give you a couple of things that you can do to enhance the look of your listing. You might want to emphasize some words or organize some of your content into lists. So I'm going to open up the browser and show you a couple of ideas that you can do. I'm going to bring this back to the front. Couple of things you might want to do in some of parts of your listing is to boldface some of the words or maybe even italicize them. Maybe you want to underline some things. You can change the color of the text if you'd like to. There's multiple colors that you could use if you see here. If you want to increase the size, you can change the size of the word to emphasize it, or even highlight the background. Now, some of these I list as easy or advanced. Even the advanced is really not that difficult, but this is as advanced as we're going to get into doing any HTML changes. You can create line breaks where this line breaks here and goes down below it without having to hit enter. Or you can put a separator in your content and then start typing more content down here. So these are some things. Now, this is probably one of the most advanced things that we'll do, and that is create a list. And you can either create your list with little bullets, or you can create your list with numbers. And I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty simple. Or if you wanted to center maybe a line of text to have it stand out a little bit, or maybe to organize some of your content, you could even do that, and I'll show you how to do that. So, a couple of notes that I listed here. It says the items that surround the words or groups of content that you want to organize are called tags or elements, and I'll show you what that looks like. Let me click off of here. Okay, so these are the tags that actually control some of our content. This looks a little jumbled and crazy for you, but we're going to go over it and show you how to do it. This little LI is for a list, okay, and this then at the end of the sentence is a close LI, and I'll show you what that means. The strong is used for boldface. The EM is used for italics. The U is used for underline. We'll go through that in this chapter. It takes probably 5 minutes to explain some of this stuff. A more advanced one is if you needed to describe what the element needed to do. So there is a thing called a span tag where you can surround a specific section, and that changed it red. So as an example, this is a unordered list. That's what UL stands for, and that's the end of it. That's the close tag, the UL list. This is the line item. That's what LI stands for. Okay, and that's the line that I typed before I changed it to red, and then this is what I used to change it to red. And by doing that, okay, I want to change the color to red. What we did is I want to change the color to red, and then I put that span tag with the description of what color I wanted to change it to, and that changed it to the color. And we'll do that a couple of different things. So we'll go over this. It's pretty simple. So I'll close this for now, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you what these are. Let's just go read through some of this here, though. The items that surround the words or groups of content that you want to organize or emphasize are called tags or elements. Okay, and see this here? This is an actual tag. That's an open tag. To create an element or tag, you need to use these angle brackets. So open angle bracket or left angle bracket and right angle bracket, symbols next to the M and the N on the keyboard. Okay, they're called angle brackets, left and right. You need to use the shift key to type these symbols. The element that comes before the styling is called the opening element, and it looks like this. It doesn't have the slash that you see here. Okay, the element that comes after the styling is called the closing element, and it looks like this. It looks the same as this, but it does have the slash. Okay, failure to use the forward slash in the closing bracket will cause problems with what happens to your styling. Okay, there's one exception, two exceptions. The BR, which is the line break that we add, and I'll show you how to do that, and or the HR tag, which is the horizontal line. It's a horizontal separator. They don't need a closing element. They're just perfect the way they are. They're the only two that don't. Anyways, in the more advanced styling methods, we actually have to use the word style equals quotation marks, and I put a question mark there, and then closing quotation marks. That comes after what it is, and you'll see what that means. We have to tell us tell the styling what to do. So it equals, it says style equals what to do, close quotation marks, and then move on. So that's the most advanced version of what we'll do. We're going to keep only to these stylings, as this is probably the most advanced you're really going to need to do, and this is all you're really going to have to worry about. There's 8 different stylings, super simple. If you get into any trouble, however, you can always email support or tell us what you'd like to do, and maybe we can just do it for you. Alright, and so these are the things that we're going to try to create. Alright, so let's emphasize some words. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to type word. Okay, and now that word comes in black, but I want to change it to a bold word. So I'm going to type my starting element, strong is used for bold, close that, and then I'm going to type the same word there. Okay, and then I'm going to close that tag with that there, and then use the word strong. Now if I save this and click Run, Launch in Chrome, I'll go down to the bottom here. I don't know why it's not here. There it is. Emphasizing words. There's my word, and there's the same word now in bold. So let's close that. Let's go back here. We're going to change, I'll put a BR tag here as a break. We're going to change a word, and we're going to make it with that opening bracket. EM is for italics. We're going to go word, and then we're going to close it like that, and I'm going to put a line break here, and we're going to do word again, and the next one would be U for underline. That's an easy one. And I'm going to put word again, but I got to close that with a U, just like that, and I'm going to put another line break here. This one doesn't need a closing tag. And let's save that and show you what we just did. So let's run, we'll launch it in Chrome. We'll run down to the bottom, and I did word, bold, word, italics, word, underlined. Let's close that, we'll go back. The next one would be to change the word color. Okay, and we're going to just go, again, word, and we are going to change, we're going to use a span tag to surround a word. We're going to span surround it, we're going to change the style. Style equals, that's equals, quotation marks, okay, we're going to change the color. So the term for changing that is called color, colon, okay, space, and then the word, whatever color we want. So let's change it to green. Okay, we can change it to green, orange, blue, pink, purple, whatever. We'll change it to green, and then we'll close the quotation marks, we'll close the span tag, and then we'll just type in the word word. We'll create the closing element of span. We're going to close the span element. So you have the opening span with our description, the word that we've changed the color of, and then the closing span. Let's save that and see what it looks like. Run, launch in Chrome. If I roll down to the bottom, there's my word, and there's my green word. Okay, didn't show up that heavily. Alright. The next thing that I can do is, if I want to change the size of a word, we're going to do it the same way. We're going to go word, we're going to create a span tag, we're going to choose what type of style by going style equals open, and the style to change the font size is pretty simple, FONT hyphen SIZE with the colon space, and we're going to change it to 24px. px means pixels, and 24 is the amount of pixels. We're going to close the quotation marks and close the opening tag and type in the word word again, and then we've got to close, use a closing element, okay, of span. So there's my open span, my word, and my span again. Let's save it and see what it renders like. Okay, let's roll it down to the bottom. There's my word, and then there's my big word. Super easy to do. Let's close that. And using these instructions, you can practice a little bit, but it's super simple. Hey, it's nice to know. You may only use it for this, but maybe not. You may already know it. The next one we're going to do is we want to highlight a word. So I'm going to type word, and I'm going to use, again, the span tag. Okay, these are the more advanced ones, but they're actually still pretty easy. We're going to go span style equals, and then we are going to use background. We want to type what background color behind the word we want, O-U-N-D, again colon, and then we'll change the color. Let's go pink. See what that looks like. Close the quotation marks, close the tag or close the element, type the word word, and then we'll put our closing element of span again. Okay, so we've got our opening span, the word span, and we've got a background of pink. Let's save that and see how that renders. Okay, let's go down here, and we have the word word now with a pink background. Okay, very easy to do. Okay, the next one is we're going to create a line break. So line breaks are easy. If I'm going to type a word, let's just go hello, how, okay, and let's have a line break right after the word how. Just type BR, that's your opening tag, that means break, and then just put RU. The line will break right after how. Let's show you. Even though the line is still on the same line, it'll break. If I want to enter it, I can, but I don't have to. Okay, so let's save that, and we'll go to run. We'll see what it looks like now in Chrome. And there's hello, how, and then it broke to RU. Okay, so that's an easy line break if you want to, separate your content properly or have it, the words break at a certain point. And then if you wanted to do a separator is simple. Let's just go hello, how, and then let's go HR, RU. What's going to do is the HR is actually going to automatically create a line break, okay? But it's going to put a line there. It's probably not a bad idea to press enter on it, but I'll just show you what it's going to actually do. Let's save that. We'll click run, launch in Chrome, and as you can see, it said, well, this one didn't break because I didn't put the break after it, but it said hello, how, there's our separator, RU. Okay, you see how this stayed together, and that's because I didn't put the break in there. I'm in a HTML editor, so it's not going to do that anyways. I should have put BR here also, or a BR tag, to break that as well, because this just starts, this line here in my editor goes back up above. Don't be confused by that. You're not going to be using anything like this. Alright, so that's that. The next one would be a list. Let's create a list. There's two kinds of lists. Okay, the first one is an unordered list, and that's used by surrounding everything what's called UL, and then creating our lines. So our line would be an LI, that's a line item, and I want to put hello, and then I'll close the line item. I'll go to a new one and create another line. Okay, I'll open it up and put how. I'll close that, LI, and then I'll create a new line, LI, R, I'll close that, LI, I'll open up a new one, U, oops, wait a minute, LI, okay, U, and then I'll close that, and then I'll close my up here, I'll close my unordered list. So I'll go here, UL, close. So now this is going to say, hello, how are you? Alright, let's save that and see how it renders. Run, launch in Chrome. And we have a list now that says, hello, how are you? Now see the little circle there? That's just the default circle that you get on a list. It's an unordered list, so there isn't numbers. We'll do the same exact thing, but instead of having this little circle, we're going to have a 1, 2, 3, and 4 on our list. So let's close that. We're doing lots of these things here. And we're going to create an ordered list. Let's just pretend we did all this for time's sake, and an ordered list is the same exact thing, but instead of using UL, which means unordered list, we're going to change the surrounds. None of this changed. We're just going to change the surrounds from UL now to OL, and that will put numbers here rather than those little circles. Let's save it. Whoops, what did I do? Cancel. Let's save it, and we'll click run, and see how it looks. Let's launch it in Chrome. We'll go down to the bottom. And now you see this says 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can create a list with numbers or with dots. Okay, there's other ways to style it, but we're not going to go beyond that. That's way too advanced. I'm not going to confuse you. It's good enough for what we need. The last thing, number 8 on our list of changing content, would be to center an item. Okay, so if I wanted to center an item, again, the tag for changing a center item is center. Okay, pretty simple. And I need this line centered. Okay. Let's do this. This line is not centered, but, and I'll put a line break, okay, with my little BR tag, and then we're going to click center, but I need to close the tag again, so I have a close center tag. It's real simple. The opening, they look the same other than this little /. Okay, this line is not centered, but I need this line centered. Okay, and then if you want, we can close our whole thing by putting an HR here, and that'll give us a horizontal line at the bottom of everything. Okay, so let's go to save, run, launch in Chrome. So I said this line is not centered, whoops, but I need this line centered, and this was centered across our whole browser. If I drag this out, it stays centered, if you can see. Okay, oops, that does stay centered though. As I change the size of the window, that stays centered. Okay, so that's perfect. So that's an easy way to teach you guys some of the HTML. This form or some of the training forms will actually be in written form, but it's easy, nice and easy to watch the video and take it all in. That's it. So we'll minimize this, and I will say, again, welcome to ContractorsInMA. Good luck with everything, and if you need any help, please email support@ContractorsInMA.com.